Oh, hey, the 1976 Formula One season wasn't shown on British TV because there was a car sponsored by Durex condoms.
Dave, you want to hand me a beer?
Yes.
Thank you. God, how about this morning, huh? That fucking sucked.
Dude, it like snowed and rained and sunshine like 4 times in a row.
We could all go down to the train like as the Utah chapter of Radwood.
With the van bringing up the rear. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Camcast where we watch TV.
Yay!
Woo! Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry, we're busy watching television.
Yes, we are watching the premiere of the JDM Legends show on Velocity.
I don't know who thought I could multitask like this, but they were sorely mistaken.
I mean, we'll put a pin in that. We'll get back to that in a minute.
You got it.
I am Mike, dear leader, Doc Taste, man with the slightly less red microphone cover, the only chair with arms on it, man who survived a harrowing drive home from his girlfriend's house the other night. That included almost getting sideswiped by a Q5.
Because wind?
No, because nobody knows how to drive in this goddamn town.
I mean, that's also true.
Anyway.
There is that.
Yes. He cannot multitask. He is the professor of the ghetto arts himself. Your mind, Gavin's Uncle Radical. It is Dave Raleigh.
Oh, that was golden. I don't know where to go with that.
Whatever.
Good evening.
He's just shaking his head.
As I swill the Tecate. It's Hecho and Mexico.
Indeed it is. Just like your GTI.
Hey!
Oh.
Actually, no, mine was made in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, because it's a Westie.
Yes, it was. Yes. It was not made in Westmoreland, Pennsylvania. He is Doc Bold, our man pizza. It's Gavin Phuket.
Hey, fellas.
I almost want to know where you were manufactured.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You do not want to know the answer to that question.
Inside the windmill of a mini golf course? Yeah.
No
answer.
His lack of response tells me that that may be in the running.
Oh, God. So you're... Never mind. Well, this episode in which we watch TV is sponsored, as always, like the rest of our episodes where we don't watch TV, by Steady Broke Clothing.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's right, steadybroke.com.
Yep. Cam Auto 15 is still the discount code to use after you put a bunch of cool stuff in your shopping cart, including they have like a Depresso shirt that I really want to get my hands on.
Yes.
What do you mean, like a coffee, like Depresso, like?
Yeah, like it's a coffee cup that says Depresso on it.
Let me pull it up right now. I'm going to go into Steady.
I might just need this.
It's pretty sweet.
I might make some room in my closet just for this shirt.
Steadybroke.com, pulling it up on my tablet here.
Yeah, friend of the program, whether she knows it or not, KCA has one, and it looks pretty dope.
I love the little caption up on top. It says, even ramen can't fix this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go to the catalog here.
Yeah, so they got shirts, hats, all sorts of cool stuff. Just put a bunch of it in your cart. Use Cam Auto 15 at checkout.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you'll save 15%.
It's like the Day of the Dead sort of art. Like
yes.
That kind of Mexican.
Yeah.
Or like Mojave Desert
it's
sort
very
of. It's very
Dia de Muertos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I dig that.
Yeah.
I might just...
Did you notice that the Starbucks girl's eyes are X'd out?
Yeah.
She's totally dead.
Yeah.
Is there a backside to this?
So great. I think that was it on that one.
That's probably just it. But, steadybroke.com. Steadybroke on all social media.
Boom.
And hey, like they say, ramen can't fix this. I mean, a podcast can't fix your life.
They also have a hat in cursive that says Hella Broke.
I love it.
We need that.
Yes.
It's the Hella Broke dad hat.
It's the dad hat.
Tight.
I love it.
Me too.
I mean, that's the way to market it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But once you guys are done getting all that good stuff,
I mean, ramen
and supporting our sponsors.
Ramen can't fix a lot of things. Neither can a podcast. But you know what can? A Cam hat.
Exactly. And you can get one at camautomag.myshopify.com.
Get yourself some Cam Auto swag.
Yes.
We got shirts, we got hats, we got iPhone cases. Yeah.
We got swag.
We got stuff. We got stuff and things.
I'm going to it right now. I'm going to show you guys. We got all kinds of good stuff. Our featured products include...
You gonna learn me?
Yeah. We got snapback hats.
Yep.
We've got hoodies. We've got T-shirts.
Did you get that photo I took of you with?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Don't worry, it's gonna get up there.
We've got a P car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
If you want a shirt with our picture on it,
Exactly.
We got Pizza Dad. We got
Pizza Dad with
Doc
his long
Taste.
hair.
We got
There's the professor
right there.
We got so much going on. Yeah, we got the new logo, the sweet rad logo.
I like it.
And we have the OG script logo.
Indeed.
Yeah, so there we go.
Super great.
CamAutomag.myshopify.com. Head over to CamAutomag.com and just click on the thing that says Cam Auto Swag, and it'll take you right there.
That's perfect.
Yup.
Oh, yeah, I need to get one of those iPhone cases.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
Awesome.
Yup.
Okay.
And there we go.
Now that we've got all the fancies out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, more housekeeping. Subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play and wherever else you find your podcast if you haven't yet.
Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. We're there.
Google Play.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we're everywhere.
Pretty much wherever you find your podcast.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Subscribe. Leave a rating and a review. That helps us out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gets more eyeballs on us.
Talk about us. Leave comments. Doesn't have to be good.
Share us with your friends.
Let us know if there's stuff we need to work on ourselves.
Yeah. 5 stars preferred, but give us whatever you think is fair.
Yeah, man.
We're willing to improve. We're willing to do some work.
Yeah.
I mean, we're willing to at least listen to your complaint. We might point and laugh at you, but
Oh, yeah.
There's a group called Shitty Visit where, like they said, like don't be an asshole, or if you are, we'll come to your house and then make fun of it.
Yeah, I'm part of that group.
You're in that?
I am part of Shitty Visit.
Shitty Visit's amazing.
Shout out to Shitty Visit, by the way.
Yes.
I don't think anybody that listens to this podcast is part of that.
But you should
aside from
be.
the two of us.
Hey,
You should be.
Well, and speaking of shout-outs, so this last weekend, it was NASA Utah weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, that's right.
That
A lot
was
of good
fun.
racing went down.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. Shout-out to everybody who came up and said hi to me. Sarah Morrison, the Lotus guys.
Yes.
All sorts of folk.
Yeah.
Very
That
nice.
was fun. Glad to know that we're getting out there a little bit more.
I'm kind of bummed I missed out on this one. It sounds like it was eventful.
There were some cool things that happened.
Yeah.
Let's...
AMG GTR was out there.
Yeah, there was a green...
In Hulk Green.
Yeah, Hulk Green AMG GTR was doing some lead follow with a 991 GT3 RS.
Was it a .2 or?
Maybe.
They're all the
Probably.
same. They're all the same.
Yeah. So they were doing lead follow in HPD1 group, and then, shout out to the dude in the STI who commented slow on the video that I took of them. You're in an STI, you're in HPD-E2.
You also clearly have never done video of cars because everything always looks slower on camera.
Yeah, dog,
You just don't understand.
But no, cool, that's fun. You and your access port. Talking a big game. Yeah.
The vape-powered access port.
Oh, yeah. God. Anyway, yeah, so, that was out there. Let's see, we had the Super Trofeo out there doing its thing. Getting possibly maybe
I bet
kind of... let's see. It did pretty well, It's, arguably the fastest thing that we have out there currently running around.
Yeah.
Steve Burns' Trans Am Mustang. 1B in that thing. But, did pretty well.
Nice.
Speaking of the Mustang and the Sunday race, it maybe kind of possibly sort of could have, all depends on who you talk to and where you were standing when it happened, brake checked the Lamborghini.
Okay.
So that was interesting. And the Lamborghini and Al Tiley's 911 GT3R almost got together again.
Ugh.
Because of the alleged brake check.
Right.
So...
That would have been quite frustrating for Derek, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
All of the Mix and Models crew.
I'm not going to lie, I would have at that point, I'd put my camera gear back, because I've been watching all the races from Race Control, because I'm kind of getting sick of, oh, well, you didn't see what happened, here's what happened. And then somebody else saying, well, that's not what happened, here's what happened. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting up in Race Control watching everything that happened, so you can stop telling me that I missed something in the races.
Right.
I appreciate you trying to be helpful. I appreciate you trying to defend yourself and or your friends. It's just getting ridiculous. And I think some of you have been lying to me. So.
It happens.
Exactly. But, if the brake check happened and people got into each other, I would have grabbed my camera and gone down there because I'm fairly confident hands would have been thrown.
Blood would be shed.
God in heaven. Well, okay, cool. I get being, angry that some things happened, but, brake checking like that, brake checking is just not cool in general.
It's just, either on road or on the track.
Yeah, it's a dick move.
On any level, yeah. It's like you're being a douche.
It is allegedly a dick move.
Allegedly.
I mean, we got to protect ourselves because, from what I know of, very wealthy people who have very expensive hobbies, they tend to be very petty people. So,
yeah,
you don't say.
With very fragile and sensitive egos
and access to better law than we do. So, I don't necessarily need this coming back on us like that. So that's why it is allegedly a brake check.
Right.
And I'm throwing out the blanket statement, And
I'm just, saying objectively brake checks in general are douchey.
We are not saying anything about anyone specifically.
Nope.
We are guarding ourselves very well, I feel.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anyway. But, shout out to everybody who came up and said hi. Everybody went out there and had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
Now buy our stickers.
I mean, yeah, I'm actually down to my last, 6.
Oh, nice.
And all I have are black, so.
Nice.
Yeah. Moved some more over the weekend. That was fun. Going to get some more cut from Stucky. So if you want a sticker, but you want, a custom size or something, let me know. Drop us a message, mailbag@camonamag.com. Just put in the subject line, sticker.
Perfect.
Or slide in our DMs.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, just tell me how about how big you want it, and preferably just give me either a width or a height, because then it'll just kind of adjust. The other one will get adjusted on its own.
Right.
But,
to scale. Yeah.
Exactly. So, there we go.
Sweet.
I dig it.
Yeah, fun weekend. Sunday kind of sucked because it was super windy, but whatever.
It was the weirdest thing, right?
Yeah.
It was windy for me on Thursday because I was shooting out the Salt Flats.
Yeah.
It was a constant 40-mile-an-hour wind. Mm-hmm. By the way, trying to get audio for that as well. That was all sorts of fun. And then, we had, gusts up to 60 miles an hour.
That's fun.
60 plus. We were, borderline, class 1 hurricane strength winds over there. So, it was actually, I do have a fun, little motoring anecdote that happened that day.
Hit me with it.
Yeah, so the shoot that we were doing is for a waterless car wash that's about to come out. And we had a white Challenger Hellcat out there. We had a Jeep with 35-inch tires on it. We had an RV. We had an F-150. We had a boat. We had a Harley out there. And I believe that's it.
Yeah.
So, we had them, all lined up, and we had been, shooting and recording, and we had a light guy out there.
Yeah.
He had, a bounce card.
Ooh, yeah.
A big old bounce card. Well, it's, about...
Bounce...
Probably about 2.5 by 2.5 or so.
Bounce card /sail.
It became a sail. Yeah, the wind took it. He was holding it, and he became a sail, and it just...
Unintentional paragliding.
Well,
how we doing?
Sounds like an extreme sport I could accidentally get into.
So, it got ripped out of his hands and starts, going the other way, and we can't run after it because it's it's basically cartwheeling.
Oh, God.
On its corners.
So it's just moving on its own.
Yeah,
It's just going back home to mama.
At quite a rate of speed, heading towards the freeway.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to go to Wendover.
So I hop in my car.
Okay.
And I chase after it. And I'm hitting speeds. This is on Salt, so, there's no speed limit out here. I can safely say how fast I went without getting, reprimanded. So I hit about 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
On the Salt.
All right.
Just jump in the Subaru, just run through gears. I passed the I passed the bounce cart and I slowed down. Probably slowed down to about 50.
Yeah.
Or so. I get off the throttle, turn in, rip the handbrake.
Attaboy.
Feel the weight transfer, and as soon as I start to come back around, go back to where I was heading, coming from.
Yeah.
Release the handbrake and I correct and just full on 180.
Nice.
It was the most perfectly executed handbrake turn I've ever done before in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the bounce card hit the front of my car and went over the roof and kept flying, and I never got it again. But
well,
So what's going on here on JDM Legends?
Where was that? They're talking about an epic parking lot, and I'm seeing these mountains. Is that?
I'm trying to figure out where this parking lot is.
Is that Over by like when we met up with Omar?
I know exactly where that is. It's a park and ride lot by the quarry in Cottonwood Heights.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was that's just the other side of Highland from the parking lot we did our winter shenanigans in several years ago.
No, that's on the same road.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on Wasatch.
Yeah, in Wasatch, sorry.
Yeah.
No, not Highland. Yeah. Good times.
Oh yeah.
Good
times indeed.
Man, it's great to see a show like this with a bunch of local notable stuff.
Yeah, now we can get some of the local stuff.
And good people that we know and enjoy.
Well, now you know what we have to do. We just have to crash the shop one day.
When they're shooting.
Just be awkward in the background.
Well, you guys know I'm really good at being awkward, right?
I'll just show up there with just like, I have some notes for the script.
I probably shouldn't be seen
We'll just
anywhere near there, seeing as I don't work for those guys anymore.
We'll put you in the unicorn mask. It'll be fine. Nobody will know what's...
But those
the
guys,
unicorn and the pigeon are slap fighting in the background while Josh is stoic-faced explaining what an electronic ignition does.
Yeah.
And when I say those guys, I don't mean JDM Legends. I mean the people that make that show.
Yes. The production company.
Yeah.
Yep.
That production company?
That one specific production company.
Yep.
That one.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Indeed.
All right, I'm going to kill this now.
All right, yeah, kill it.
Do it.
Kill the nachos.
Oh, yeah, destroy the nachos.
Oh, yeah, we did
That's
not.
all you, bud.
Yeah, we didn't do pizza this week. We did nachos. Ended up being far cheaper. Yeah, ended up being far cheaper and, I dare say a little bit better than pizza.
I like it.
Yeah.
We should cook more often.
I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm down.
Yes.
See if I can get out of work early on Tuesday so I can get to cooking. You know.
I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the agenda.
Well, we got a small one.
Yeah, we got some stuff on there. We can get...
I'm slowly adding more.
I could see that. We may,
Oh, what is Dave this week?
Oh, Dave he's not in here.
Hold on.
Dave doesn't exist.
That is false because I'm at the bottom.
Ah, there you are. Dave, you're the anonymous ibex.
Wow. Sounds really specific.
What the shit is that?
I'm going to go ahead and look.
Ibex is like a kind of like almost like an antelope kind of thing, but like with different antlers.
Is that right?
Wow, the alpine ibex, also known as the Steinbach or Boketin, is a species of wild goat that lives in the mountains of the European Alps.
That sounds majestic as hell.
It is.
Not gonna...
Take a look at one of those photos.
Wow, that's...
Damn it.
You had to click on the smallest thumbnail. It's literally a ram.
Look at that motherfucker.
It's a ram with like super long horns, antlers, whatever those are.
It is a sexually dimorphic species with larger males who carry larger curved horns.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
There we are.
I'll take it.
So we've all learned something this week. We all know what an ibex is now.
All right. Knowing is half the battle.
Damn right. The other half's red and blue lasers.
Dang right.
Anyway.
Pew, 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 lasers.
Ah, yes. They got the kid standing at the bottom of the parking lot like a block away from where the actual entrance is.
Nice.
Yeah, so Eric gets to do polls.
Yep.
Tease and taunt him. That's a clean S30, though.
Oh, yeah.
It obviously didn't start that way.
No.
They never do.
No. It's a 40-some-odd-year-old car.
Well, it's really funny how long, shows like this and, Bitch and Rides take.
Yeah.
Because, some of those cars, that is one car per episode, but, it took a year to make that car.
Yeah.
It took a solid 11 months of work.
Yeah.
To make that happen.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get... So from that, happening now live. Oh, cool. You can watch them work on somebody else's car if you have the Motor Trend app. Tight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so...
Huh.
Interesting.
Neat.
And now they're on Wasatch.
Yes, they are.
Which is not necessarily an engaging road, but it's beautiful views. You just see the whole valley.
It's good for TV.
Yep. So,
I still think that people should be filming stuff on, East Canyon and stuff.
Yeah.
Or at least Emigration.
Well, yeah.
Because, those have, scenic overlooks and, have, fun corners in them. That could look fun, driving through there.
Yeah. Well, all right, then. Anyway, let's jump into this agenda. Speaking of JDM things, the new Supra, quote, won't be cheap.
Well, that's not a surprise to anybody. The old Supras aren't cheap.
No, if you just
They never were.
No, if you
No.
just for inflation, like the JZA 80 was pushing $80,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you were adjusting for inflation. That's what it sounds like they're trying to sell them for right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, so this is kind of, when they say not cheap, clearly more than an 8.6, but,
Sure.
so that could be anywhere, basically it could be like $50,000 to like $150,000. Like there's quite a wide berth in that whole.
Yeah, when they say not cheap, like that's a broad spectrum that
Yeah.
they're painting there.
Could we get slightly more specific? Like how not cheap are we talking?
I bet it's going to be close to $1 million.
Oh, pff,
Okay.
they can't. No,
Bold.
no,
Bold.
no.
I like it. No, that's the kind of hot
Maybe-
takery we need, goddammit.
Maybe if they're like selling one to auction, like that one $200,000 Type R.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, whatever. No, I think it'll probably be close to the Z4 or Z5 or whatever, the Z car that it was developed with, the BMW.
No, so like 150.
I mean, I think it'll be like, no, it's got to be cheap.
100.
No.
No, like because like
80,
the
60.
Z4, like when that was being sold,
Yeah, that was what?
60 or so.
Yeah.
60 to 70.
Yeah, so I think the Supra is going to be like
50 to
60.
70.
Yeah, 50 to 75 in there. I think the BMW is going to be like 60. Like, you can get it for 60, but you don't want it at 60.
That's with like roll up windows and manual seats.
It's going to be the plebeian version of a very nice BMW. So,
Right.
whatever that ends up being. But, yeah, so I think it's going to be like, the BMW is going to be like 65 to 85.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah.
Especially seeing as the BMW is going to have the nicer interior.
Yeah.
Probably maybe even a more pretty infotainment system.
Probably. I mean, it's going to have the BMW specific stuff. Toyota's going to have all their Toyota stuff in there. So,
Yeah.
yep. So, and from reading the story, it just seems like they were, we know they were developed in tandem, and they're going to have a lot of things in common. Like, specifically, they're going to be sharing the exact same chassis, but Toyota's going to be tuning it completely differently than BMW will be.
So when they say they're using the same chassis, are they going to be as close to each other like the BRZ and the GT86, or is it going to be like the ND Miata and the 124 Barth?
From what I'm reading, it sounds like it's going to be more like the BRZ and the
So they
FRS.
are going to be like actual like twins.
Yeah, that's what it's
Okay.
sounding like.
Oh, badge engineering.
Yeah, it's what it's sounding like, but,
Okay.
badge engineering in, a good way. Where it kind of, ends up providing nice things for us. Not, Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, Sable, Taurus. So, yeah.
Taurus Challenge.
Driving experience. Drink.
Damn it. Is this you or me?
It's all you, bud.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I
have
set
at
it out for you just in case you were
Duh.
you were on the E.
I never get on E, but I'm glad you thought about it because now I am.
There you are.
Atta boy.
Well, hey, look, the first episode is up under wraps. And,
Yeah.
it was a good one.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was a good one. It was a simple introduction to the shop and the guys.
Yeah.
You'll see my name on here because I did
You
see
did some
a
things,
couple
didn't you?
things.
Yeah. Let's see.
Probably not though.
Well, I doubt it, but let's see.
Assistant editor coming up.
No, for Motor Trend.
No.
No.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
No.
That's okay. We still saw your name on Bitchin' Rides.
Which is a
Yeah.
bigger show, so I'll take it.
Boom.
Yeah. There we go.
And then speaking of an S30,
We gotta watch Wheeler Dealers. Hooray.
Wheeler Dealers. Oh, it's not an S30, but it's a 280.
No, it's still it's an S30 chassis, but it's
Is
just
that what-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, S30s were 240, 60, and 80.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Japan, they only got the, what we'd end up calling a
40.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know that they ever got the 2.6 or the 2.8.
No, yeah, they just had, like, what, the 2.4 and the 2 liter?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah, because, yeah, the thing that would happen is, like, we would end up shipping, like, 2.6s and 2.8s back to Japan for those dudes in exchange for other, like, basically it was, like, some weird trade deal that some shops here had with some shops there.
Right. And I know a lot of people, in order to not get cracked on the displacement tax, they would grind off the L28 stamps and stamp them as L20.
Yeah.
So it would actually be a 2.8 labeled
Yeah.
as a 2-liter.
Wow.
All that fun stuff.
Lots of trickery.
Yep. Shenanigans and so forth.
Indeed.
Shenanigans and so forth that we like.
We do enjoy these shenanigans.
Speaking of shenanigans, so the Virgin Australia Supercar Series is happening.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, but
Got the new, there's one thing that's not on here. So, the rule set will allow for somebody to run like a twin turbo V6 if they wanted to. Currently, everybody's still running V8s. The plan was probably towards the end of the year, people were going to start trotting out, highly developed but not tested in competition twin turbo V6s.
Gotcha.
Specifically, Holden's been working on one.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have shelved development of it because nobody's going with the V6.
Go figure.
Yep.
Color me surprised.
Yep. So, but another thing that people are not going to be going with, Ford Falcons.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, the last Australian-built Falcon rolled off the line in 2016.
And so now the race cars have kind of run their course.
Yeah, like it's
time for a new car.
it's a zombie chassis at this point.
And now what are they getting to replace the Falcon with?
They're getting Mustangs.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the Mustangs. It's going to be, I believe, Camaros as well are going to be replacing the Commodores.
So it's the American fight down under.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It kind of always has been, right? Because those
well-
have been Ford versus Chevy, but
But it was like homegrown, so it was like your weird cousins that moved away.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's your second cousins from Alabama.
Yeah,
that are
like-
duking it out.
Yeah, like those weird cousins that you remember who moved to like the Upper Peninsula and you haven't seen them in a while.
Exactly.
Then you go up to see them and you just see the weird, creepy shit that they're doing. Like you recognize it, like you know what's going on, but it's still like foreign and different to you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, it's with the Camaros. Is it going to be like the new generation that they just released last week or whatever?
I
Like the fugly one.
probably, maybe. I mean,
I bet it is.
so the rules changed
Can't
for the
imagine why it wouldn't
2019. Yeah, the rules changed for the 2019 season to allow for two-door cars, which is it's been 20 some odd years since we've had a two-door in the series.
Because they've always been four doors.
No, and
Well, I mean, for the last 20 years.
yeah, for the last 20 years. Yeah, 97 was the last year they had a two-door. So
What was that?
I don't know, probably some weird like a Monaro or some shit.
Gotcha.
I don't know. But yeah. So there we go. Yeah, Ford Performance is launching down there, so that's why they're getting the Mustang. And apparently it's going to be rocking. So
I mean, I can think of worse platforms.
yeah, and it's going to be rocking a 5-liter V8, much as they do, when they have a V8.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's also conveniently the displacement limit for the Virgin Australia Supercar Series.
5 liter?
Yep, 5 liters.
Mm-hmm.
So what V8 is Chevy going to use? Because they don't make a
Well, no.
small V8.
Well,
here's
they
the-
also don't make a 5.5 liter V8, but that's what's in the middle of those Cadillac DPIs. 5.5 liter V8.
It's really easy to engineer a crank and rod
Yeah,
package for an LS motor.
yeah,
Keeping in mind that base model Silverado trucks got 4.8s.
yeah. So this is going to be
Like new ones, like recent?
Well, I'm talking like Gen 3 and Gen 4 LSs. So like
Yeah.
the year 2000 up to 2015 when they launched
Okay.
the new body style.
yeah,
And I think the smallest engine after that was a 5.3.
yeah.
But it's entirely possible using the existing parts bin to
Yeah.
make a 5-liter V8.
yeah,
I kind of want to do that with one of my projects, but
Right.
I've got too many of those.
yeah. Well, and yeah, Nissan doesn't make a 5 liter V8, but the Altimas that are racing in the series have 5 liter V8s.
That's right. They're a D-stroked VK56, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
The
Gotcha.
VK50R or VR50 or
It's
whatever
something,
they are.
yeah.
And that's what's been in the Titan forever, and
Yeah, the VK. Yeah,
the Armada,
yep.
which is the same shit, really.
Yeah, which,
Yep.
fun fact, Chris Forsberg stopped using the V8 in Formula Drift, the VK, because, one, nobody was developing parts for it, so he was just kind of out there on his own, and two, he bought a ton of spares from like this off-road racing team that were using VK56s,
Oh, funny.
so they had like race prep VK56s, but he eventually ran out of spares,
Oh, God.
Got it.
so that's why he tried doing the weird Nameless Performance V8.
Oh,
Or
right.
the Nameless Performance Twin Turbo V6 that ended up not working out so hot for him last year.
Right.
Yep. So, yeah, so there's that.
Dope.
Hooray. And Australia's complaining, by the way. Like,
I mean, yeah, they don't have any horses in the race anymore.
no, but I mean, they haven't had any horses in the race for a couple of years.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't had any like new horses in the race.
No, I mean, they've
had their own, hometown heroes, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, they've had the Commodore and the Falcon, but it was like,
At least they were still driving those, what I'm getting at. And I'm sure what they're getting at.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like one of those, like, I mean, it's us, like they may have gone away to the big city and gotten a big fancy job, but they're still us, damn it.
Sure.
This is, Ford and Chevy took away our things, and now they're sending us this stuff.
This American crap. It's like, well, first of all, hush.
First of all, you'll love it. We know you.
Yeah.
You're like us.
You're like us, but more so.
Like, you're scarily like us. Like, it's like looking in a mirror in a weird way.
Like, you've seen the burnout competitions, right?
Yeah. You guys just have, like, organized burnout competitions and less guns. It's just weird. I don't quite get it. Anyway. So, there's that. And then, let's see. The last thing that I put on there was, Tesla wants to build 6,000 Model 3s a week by June.
Which is a fucking joke.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's insanity. Like, he's going to have... So, yeah, the California plant is going to be operating 24/7.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
In order to come close to that, they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just going to be... so, the Fremont production facility and the Gigafactory in Nevada, production is going to be suspended there.
The Gigafactory is very impressive, and I understand that.
Yeah. But I mean,
6,000 a week?
Like, they're suspending production at those two facilities for, let's see, what is it? A few days for, quote, comprehensive set of upgrades.
Interesting.
Yep. And then this, according to a statement that Musk wrote, this should set us up for Model 3 production of 3,000 to 4,000 per week next month, which is, I guess.
Next month?
Yeah, which is May.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then in May, the automaker will do more work on the 3 line that, according to Musk, should allow it to hit a production capacity of 6,000 Model 3s per week by the end of June.
Like, I'd be shocked if they were making 6,000 cars.
Yeah, like that's...
a week.
I mean...
Like, between the Model 3 and the Road... Or, not the Roadster, the Model 3 and the S.
You're just talking
and then
across
they have the X.
board.
Yeah, across the board. Yeah. Across
So,
the entire lineup, between the S, the 3, and the X.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked. I would be... Well, not shocked, actually. For 6,000 for all three of those models, that actually would sound about right.
Yeah.
But 6,000 of just one of those? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
So...
And they are now not becoming famous for making really good cars, but they're now becoming famous for making really bold claims that they can't live up to.
Yeah. Like, he's really walking a line that, I mean... If he falters from this even just a little bit, things are going to go poorly.
Like, is he just going to, keep on, spouting all this shit and, hoping that, half of what he says actually happens?
Well, I mean, it's
because if he's, pulling for, maybe if half the things I say are true, then, we'll count that as a win.
Well, I mean, it's...
is that what he's thinking?
I mean, it's worked for people in the past.
God.
Yeah, so, let's see. He also goes on to write... Please refer anyone you know who think meets the Tesla bar for talent, drive, and trust. Between Fremont and Giga, Tesla will be adding about 400 people per week for several weeks. Alrighty. Yeah, and this comes amongst, alleged labor problems and all sorts of other fun things happening.
Oh, yeah, mistreating employees and...
firing people who even think about unionizing,
Ooh, yeah.
all, questionably legal stuff that, y'all should be a bit more pissed off about, but, here we are, nitpicking other things. But, so there is that. All right, Dave, talk about some of the stuff that you've thrown on there, because you have thrown quite a few things on there.
I've dumped a couple things.
There's one that I find tremendously interesting.
Okay. Which one's that?
Porsche to install 500 electric charging stations across the U.S., by next year.
Yeah.
How many? 500?
500. Yeah. Now, they're going to be installing these at all of the dealerships.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It's not going to be free for you to charge your electric Porsche at the dealership.
Oh.
And
That's
also, Porsche has asked all of the dealerships to eat the cost of installing these electric charging stations.
Whoa.
Which is supposed to
Wow.
be about 6 figures. So honestly, if you think about it, it's like just losing the sale of one car.
I mean, still.
Yeah, but that's quite an expensive car, and they are still a dealership, and I don't know what kind of overheads, different dealerships have for some car companies against other ones.
Yeah.
If, like Ford dealerships have smaller overhead or larger overhead.
Yeah.
Than
I
Porsches.
don't know. I feel like most dealerships have roughly the same amount of overhead.
Right.
It's just when you're dealing with Fords or Chevys or Kias, you probably have 4 or 5 times the inventory.
Yeah, that's
true.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I mean,
true.
even if you go to kind of not downtown, but that big Honda dealership on 8th South. And then,
it's on 8th South and State.
yeah, and then just up the street you have the Strong dealerships,
Right.
Porsche and Audi.
Yeah, and there's also the Kia has one
Yeah, but
over on Main.
for my intents and purposes, we're just going to talk about Strong and then that big ass Honda dealership.
Right.
The Strong stuff, you could fit a couple of the collective Strong dealerships on the property that the Honda dealership's on.
Think so?
Oh yeah, with ease.
Strong's not terribly big.
No, Strong
Yeah.
has a little bit of high quality, whereas that Honda dealership
Quality
I don't
over
even remember-
quantity, whereas
I don't
Honda
remember the-
is
Yeah, I
quantity over quality.
Yeah.
right.
So, yeah, they've got just a ton of, that is one city block, basically, for that Honda dealership.
Right.
And then, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think you're selling
Yeah.
you're selling these to a different market. You're slinging Hondas at a very small profit margin, but you're moving 200 of them a month. Where when you're selling a Porsche, you got a bit higher profit margin, but you may only sell 15 or 20.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So you're making your money, you're just doing it in different ways.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the economy.
So with all that said then, how worth it is it for a Porsche dealership to install these? And
Well, yeah, and even, back to the Strong thing, again, that's not there's not a lot of real estate there. Where are they going to put them?
Right. And I don't know, this article that we're looking at in Jalopnik did not specify if these dealerships can opt out. From how I read it, it seems like every Porsche dealership is going to have one.
I can see one with the downtown place.
Yeah.
That side lot, on the north side of the dealership where people pull in.
Yeah.
I could potentially see one of those parking stalls or 3 of them being
I could almost even see them putting them just right there on the shoulder of 800 South right there, and just having dedicated street parking for these cars.
Yeah.
It's a possibility for them.
That's also true.
Yeah.
But anywho, so they're going to be dropping all these right about the same time that the Mission E Concept EV cars.
The Mission E, whatever it is.
Yeah, they're coming out with those.
All right.
Is that actually being greenlit? Is that actually being made?
That's a thing.
I
There you
mean,
go. There
wow.
it is. They are green light.
I mean, if you're going to be forcing all of your dealerships in North America
Well, it's 'cause
to
I know
eat
that,
6 figures, then it damn well better be coming out.
The Panamera Turbo, the e-hybrid turbos, are plug-in hybrids.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are going to be 189 dealerships in the U.S., which is, I guess that's the current number
Yeah.
of Porsche dealerships, and they're all going to have them. And these particular chargers are going to get one of these Mission E Porsches to 80% in under 20 minutes.
Well, hot damn.
There's something like an 800-volt supercharger.
Goddamn.
Yeah, that sounds, on par.
Which
you said
I
they're
mean,
not free to use, though?
They are not going to be free to use. Now, they did not specify any type of amount that the charge would be.
I almost wonder if Porsche would try to be sleazy and just be like, you
But,
know what,
you mean-
we're going to make some, we're not just going to just pay the electric company. We want to take some of that cut.
You mean
Well, I
Porsche's
mean-
going to do the Porsche thing and just nickel and dime you as hard as they can?
But you got to
Yeah.
think from a business
Yeah.
standpoint,
Well,
that's
yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah,
That
that's,
would be brilliant, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing as saying Apple is a brilliant company. It's well, their products are have always been subpar to the PC equivalent, but they've
But-
always charged double or triple.
yeah.
Right.
And how they sustained for this long is beyond me. And this is coming from someone from an Apple family. I've had a Mac myself until a month ago.
Yeah, it's all just, they've managed to do it through marketing. And
It's incredible marketing and packaging.
Yeah. And just, coming out and saying, be like, yeah, this thing, like, this is what it'll do. Just a very matter-of-fact, like, yeah, this is what it does.
Pretty much.
Look at this child work it. You can. It's a kid. You can do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Saying you're dumber than a kid? Give me $900.
Right. Exactly.
Here's your phone. Have fun.
Here's a $900 calculator.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go play with it.
Exactly.
So really what it is Porsche is trying to calm and ease the range anxiety.
Which, yeah.
Which it's a very real thing in
Yeah.
the United States because,
For sure.
especially
Oh,
in
yeah.
the western half of the United States, you go such great distances and you have such great changes and variances in weather
Yeah.
that affect battery systems.
Well,
Yeah.
and an example I and my dad also have always liked to use is, could you drive from Salt Lake or Park City to Moab?
Yeah.
Which is a 240-mile drive. It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
if you wanted to drive like at the speed limit, quote unquote speed limit, would you be able to make it? And then if you want to drive it as, anyone else would on a 4-hour drive of straight road,
Yeah.
would you be able to make it?
Exactly. Or,
As of right now, there are very few, if any, electric vehicles.
I
that
think
can
the
do that.
100D could.
yeah.
I think the
you're
upper
right.
end Model S's can. The Model 3 can't. I don't think.
No.
I don't think the Model X could.
No.
Seeing as it's a fucking boat,
Yeah. Like, it
it's a
just.
heavy car.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
So, I mean, obviously Tesla's kind of dominated the market on this so far, but now that we have another...
But the Leafs can't.
No.
Like
Right.
like those end of
Well,
electric cars can't.
I kind of feel like the Leaf was always meant to be an in-town vehicle.
That's a city car. Yeah.
It was never meant to be a cross-country tripper.
No, and
You would buy
I
a
do
Versa
recall,
Note
though,
if you wanted that.
I do recall. Do you remember watching that movie? Who Killed the Electric Car?
I don't recall watching that, no.
But you know about that movie?
I don't. I'm probably going to have to Google it.
It's
after
about
this.
the EV1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that? Okay.
Yeah, this documentary was made probably about 13 years ago now.
Okay. Wow.
Like a while ago.
Okay.
And in that documentary, they claimed that I'm trying to think of the actual percentages. It's like 80% or something of people that drive
Okay.
under 40 miles a day round trip.
That sounds
So that's
pretty good.
Yeah. So just why would we engineer? This wasn't included. I'm adding this in. Why would they try to manufacture a car that can do double, triple, quadruple that? No, sorry, quadruple that plus.
That is fair.
What's the point in having a 250, 300 mile range electric car? When 80% of the people drive 40 miles a day round trip and they can just charge at home
That's fair.
or at work.
That's totally fair. But yeah, so anywho, they're trying to just quell the range anxiety thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the next big deal in electric vehicles is they're going to start having a range war. These cars are going to start going farther and farther between charges because we're getting these more efficient. We're getting the battery packs more efficient.
I see what you mean, because even still, like the Tesla Roadster, like when that came out originally, it was still trying to kind of fight this thought that electric cars are like golf carts. They're slow.
Right.
They don't go very far. And Tesla came out. Granted, they stole a chassis from Lotus and threw electric motors in there and like, here, check this thing out. It goes 0 to 60 in like 4 seconds or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they've still been battling that misconception that electric cars are slow and don't go very far, and up until about now. And
Right.
I agree with what you're saying, Dave. Like the next big thing, the next war is going to be about range and being like, well, this car can go 700 miles. Oh, this car can go 1,000 miles.
Right, exactly. We already know and understand the superiority of an electric motor when it comes to torque application. Because they have superior torque at such low RPMs.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that, and as a result, more power or more torque translates into more performance.
Yeah.
They go faster, and then you have all of these suspension and brake and wheel and tire upgrades as a result to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have the long distance efficiency.
So, while you guys have been discussing that,
I've been seeing you Googling something there.
And I do know of a charging station in Green River as well,
Yeah.
I believe. It's in
Yeah,
Green
there
River.
is. Yeah, there's like one in Price, one in Green River. There's one in Moab.
Which is really hilarious to think of a charging because, like, I've been to Green River a bunch. I go there every time I go to Moab. It's just a shithole town.
Yeah. It's like...
And to think of a Tesla, a supercharger in Green River, like, I don't know, next to Ray's Tavern or something, I just find it really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, there's one... Yeah,
Or
so,
by the golf course or something, right?
Yeah.
something like that, yeah. So it's like you have the one in Salt Lake, you have the one... There's a supercharger station in Lake Point.
Where's Lake Point?
It's that when we're going to the track, that first town you see when you get off the freeway, when you get off I-80.
Okay, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Because that's
Oh,
like
is that
the first.
not,
That's the first big thing you come to after you drive past Wendover. Pretty much.
Huh?
So when you're going east on I-80.
I mean, that's another...
Oh, yeah, when you're going east on I-80.
Yeah, when you're going
away.
east on I-80, Lake
Yeah.
Point is the next big thing you hit, and then you start coming into civilization.
Yeah.
I guess
So
so,
it
yeah.
makes perfect sense
that's
that
on
there
the-
would be one
The
there.
north end of the Oakers.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are plenty of, superchargers south. There's one up in Tremont, apparently.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
But not one in Logan.
Not one in Logan. Not one in...
That would suck if you lived in Logan and had to commute to Tremont and to charge your car.
Yeah.
Right. I'm actually really surprised that there aren't superchargers in the same locations that there are natural gas pumps. Because these vehicles tend to have roughly the same range.
Yeah. And there...
But, I mean, the Teslas are quite a bit newer than natty gas cars.
Of course.
Yeah. And there does not appear to be one in Park City or anywhere near it.
There isn't, no.
Nope.
Which is really surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could also... You can't buy a supercharger for your house, but you can buy the 240-volt
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine a majority of people who live in Park City that own Teslas or any other electric vehicle very likely have a charging system in their garage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they definitely would.
Yeah.
They would have them in their garage, and they would probably work at a place where they could also charge their cars.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you work in downtown and can charge
Yeah, you
publicly.
You just go to the dealership and hit that supercharger.
Yeah.
So, Dave has just grabbed another beer.
Sorry, and that whole stack just came crashing down.
It's okay. We're just open and transparent here. Just letting people know what the noises are. But,
Everybody knows what that noise is.
yeah.
Mhm.
Means it's party time.
This podcast brought to you by Tecate.
Tecate and homemade nachos. How you doing?
Indeed. But yeah, so basically that's what it is. They're just trying to kill range anxiety.
All right.
So,
I mean,
and we'll see
I'm
what
for that.
happens.
yeah.
Holy rant. Batman.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all good because, we just covered a bunch right there. So,
Yeah, man. So,
anywho, let's see. I put a bunch of stuff in here.
yes, you did. Pick one more that we can hit real quick.
And then we can get into QOTD.
Yeah, we'll get to the question
Yeah,
of the day.
Exactly. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and I'll touch on good old Kenneth Blockenheimer.
Kenny from the block.
Yeah, Kenny from the block.
Oh, what's he doing?
Well, you guys know about his Escort RS, right?
Yeah, the 700
for-
horsepower.
The former WRC car.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to start seeing rally glory again.
Hell yeah. Ooh.
Is he driving it?
Yeah, Ken Block is actually coming back to American Rally.
Awesome. I'm more excited about that.
In his car. So he's doing American stage rallies. There are 3 rallies that he's hitting right now. He's hitting the Oregon Trail Rally
Yeah, that
Actually-
is.
In a few days.
I guess
Yeah, this
that's-
weekend.
Yeah. Then he's doing the New England Forest Rally, and then after that he's doing the Idaho Rally.
Idaho Rally International. Ooh.
Right.
Where's that exactly in Idaho?
I want to say that's like, I don't know, what is it?
Let's see.
Southern Idaho? Or no, there's something around Boise. I know there's like Bogus Basin and whatnot, but it might be around there. I'm not
Bogus
sure.
Basin.
Actually, a really cool road up there.
Yeah.
If we ever decide to travel out of state to go drive fun roads and cool cars, that's definitely one we should check out. So, but yeah, so he's gonna be bringing this thing out. It's a 350 horsepower WRC car.
I thought it was more than that.
Nope.
I thought it was like some crazy...
This one's actually not that nuts.
All right.
Doesn't he... Maybe I'm thinking of another car that he
So-
has that's like 700 horsepower.
Gosh,
and got,
not like he doesn't have a whole lot of them.
Yeah. So
It's all liveried up. It's ready to go.
yeah. So the Idaho Rally International is going to be running through the Boise National Forest, staging in Boise and in places to be determined.
Interesting.
National car pricing is to be determined, but if you're in region, you can only pay $650 to run this thing.
Only?
Oh, wow.
Well, that's the early entry fees. I don't know what the, other entry, what some of these other ones are, but, it doesn't get much more expensive than $750 if you're in region, so.
Here's my question.
Yo.
When was this website made?
Listen, that's not necessarily,
It's sponsored by Miller, so, you would think
Larry H. Miller, Boise.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a USAC sanctioned thing. Oh, my God. Okay, this is... Wow, okay, we gotta close this website. It's making me sick.
It's like 1998 all over.
It's hurting me, baby.
It's like a 20-year-old website.
I swear they got that template from Al Gore himself.
Probably. Fuck.
Idaho Rally.
Right.
.angelfire.com.
CDOS Rally. CDOS Rally /Idaho.
All right.
Website.exe. Go.
Alrighty.
Anywho, so.
Yeah, so, that's cool. Yeah.
It's good to see him getting kind of, out of, the Gymkhana spotlight and, into, actual, driving.
Yeah, he's getting out of Rallycross. And, he's probably still going to be doing Rallycross.
I imagine he probably is.
Yeah, but also doing this, which is going to be cool,
Yeah.
I feel like this is a little bit more on the grassroots homegrown side of things.
Yeah.
It definitely
It feels
isn't
this
huge,
way.
big money because you got a lot of privateers running these kinds of rallies.
It
Judging by
always
that-
feels that way.
Yeah.
Judging by that website, it seems like nothing but privateers are running that rally.
I don't know. This may be another overreach of Bernie Ecclestone.
Goddamn
Wow.
Bernie.
You would think
alone!
you would think with Bernie money they'd have a better website.
No, Bernie has all the money, so therefore they have no money for a website.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway. Well,
The Idaho Forest Rally.mywixsite.com.
IdahoRally.blogspot.com.
Wow.
.tumblr.com.
Ah,
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, you really threw it back with the angel fire.
I really just got you back there. I
Wow.
was tempted to say GeoCities, but, as Gavin violently shakes his head.
.yahoo.com.
Oh,
I'm gonna start eating these peppers.
Yeah,
to
have fun.
cool down.
There you go.
Goddamn.
The heat in here, it's too hot.
It only be
anywho.
40 degrees outside, but in here, oh boy.
Yeah, buddy.
Ah,
So, hey, we've got a question of the week.
Yes, we
And
do.
We actually had a pretty good amount of response from this.
yes. We, kind of had to get a little bit specific and actually ask people to defend their position on this one. But,
Sure,
you
because
can-
it's easy to...
God forbid you ask someone to defend their position on the internet.
Well, but no, the question was, which would you prefer for your car? NA or Boost? So I think, real quick, we should probably kind of run over what we think, our personal preferences.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm kind of, I like Boost. I enjoy Boost. But if given the choice, no, I'd rather have an NA car, just some high revving screamer.
I mean, for me personally, it always, wouldn't ask really any sort of question about what would you rather have or what do you prefer.
Yeah.
It really depends on not just the platform, but the usage that I'm going to get out of this.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
qualifiers.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
because I honestly do believe for a daily driver, I would rather have a turbo car. I'd rather have boost, especially when I'm I can get on the throttle pretty good, light to light, but I can short shift it and keep revs below 3,000 RPM, but still stay ahead of everyone going from the light.
yeah. No, yeah.
So I like that, but and also traveling between
Yeah.
Park City and Salt Lake and going up hills.
Oh yeah. No, it's going to
Going
be
up hills is nice to have a little bit of extra help.
Oh yeah.
Especially when all that power can be had in the mid range. However, my favorite memories of driving cars really hard, whether they be through canyons or on a track, have been with NA cars.
Yeah.
S2000s, Miatas, GT350s.
Yeah.
Camaros and stuff. Like, actually, I haven't driven an NA Camaro, but still, you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. No, like, I still...
Like that linear power band, you get to work for all of your power.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not, like, you're not, like...
sound better.
Oh, God, yes, the sound. Like...
Especially if you throw ITBs in there.
Yeah, well, it's just like, my example is, like, the 488 Ferrari, arguably a much better car than the 458, but the 458, good God.
I mean, like, one of those is objectively better.
Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah, the new one's always going to be better.
And it's interesting, though, because you and I both heard that car at Pirelli World Challenge this last year, and it sounds like a 458, but with the...
Yeah.
So it was really weird.
Yeah, like
hearing that.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, like you heard like the wastegate flutter and everything, and it was like, oh, okay.
I mean, as a Subaru kid, I kind of like don't really mind that. Like, it's weird.
Yeah,
because I've also like driven like many other things where it's like I don't want that there.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was just one of those like, I mean, yeah, I don't know, like I would just much rather have that thing just like revving until
oblivion.
Exactly.
9,000. I mean that B18C Mini that revved to, allegedly there was no tach or speedometer, so I can't say for sure. But the owner said he revved to about 9,200 RPM.
Oh, you can get a B series to spin into 10, but
relatively easily.
Who do we know that had the Integra that had made like 400 horse and revved to 10? That was out of the track. Rhett Panther.
Oh yeah, Rhett. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that thing might have made more than...
Last I heard, back in 2015, I had 4.
Yeah.
And he said it revved to, like, he hit VTEC or something at, like, 9.
Yeah, like, I mean,
that
thing
thing
was...
revved to 10 or 11. It was insane.
Like a B-Series Honda, like the Twin Cam F-Series in the S2000.
Yeah, revs to 9,000.
Yeah, I mean...
Sounds great.
Yeah, well, I mean, even those things, like, we could fire up an old Best Motoring, and, there's one that's just, roaring VTEX battles at 10,000 RPMs, and it's like, okay, so we have, like, 10,000 RPM piston engines versus 10,000 RPM rotaries. Have fun. Go about your business.
I mean, I have to say, one of the best experiences I've ever had behind the wheel of a car is driving a GT3 through Wolf Creek Pass.
Yeah.
And pulling a paddle at 9,000 RPM, just screaming with the GMG exhaust behind me.
Oh yeah,
just oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's kind of one of those gearhead moments where you're like, that I'm really glad I had that.
Yeah,
that needed to happen eventually at some point.
Yeah, like I'm well aware that there are like qualifiers for this, and it's like, oh yeah, like if you just want to go fast, yeah, you're going to like have something and just hurl boost at it. But
if you're like only looking at the objective.
Yeah.
If you're chasing goals and chasing numbers, I'm not going to hold that against you. That's not necessarily something that I go after, though.
No, but yeah, it's like your car, whatever car it is, some scenario that you have invented in your head. I don't care what it is, but like you're at a crossroads, and the choice is
boost or NA.
Yeah. So, whatever it is, and I kind of want to credit David Curtis because he was talking about building some crazy like. NA S52?
S54.
S54, yeah, just like individual throttles and everything for.
Well, I mean,
party
the
car.
S54 comes with throttles.
Yeah, but I mean,
the S54 was in what?
The E46 M3, the late.
Gotcha.
E46.
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, like no pretense of like a plenum or anything. Just throttles, trumpets.
Exactly.
Yep. Just loud and rowdy.
Would that be in this E36 that he would put this in, or
more than likely? He's got a few cars, but
it would be
the
probably
car.
an A E36.
And E36, not his.
Yeah.
Specifically, not the yellow car.
Yeah,
but
he has a turbo M50, I think, in it, or an M52.
Yeah, it's an M52.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I know he enjoys it. It does well for what it is.
Yeah, like it does good, but yeah, no, he wants just for like a party car, just that NA S-Series motor.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right. I mean, you see NA a lot in drifting, mostly with V8s.
Yeah.
The smaller displacements, but because of the horsepower numbers that competitive drifting is requiring, it's not
like you
financially sound to build a crazy NA car.
Yeah, unless you like have the budget like that Denova and Gittin have, where you can get like 1,000 horsepower Roush Yates crate engine.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, dump it in, run it on some crazy shit that'd peel paint off of a curb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and those would drive more predictably, quote unquote, predictably, and you can just
They
keep
could.
them up there, just
Yeah.
keep them up there at 9,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming that's what those V8s rev to.
I imagine
they get up there.
I imagine they're up there.
About
They get
there.
really up there.
Yeah. I know of many Roush builds
Yeah.
or Yates-headed small block Fords that are in the 8 and 9K range.
Yeah.
And those are pushrod motors. I mean, you got to think an
Oh, yeah.
overhead cam motor, which I know, I mean, the Roush Yates motors that they're running are still pushrod motors. But
Yeah. Well, hey, real quick. So JTP and his Formula D Mustang,
Oh, yeah.
he's basically using just like crate Coyotes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, and he's making like 1,100 horsepower.
Jesus.
Like he doesn't even, like they don't really crack him open or anything. He's just like, yep.
I mean, they're using
Yeah.
the same tried and true logic that a lot of the LS guys are using.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you take a motor that's on a pallet and you shove a bunch of boost and good tuning at it with the proper fuel and
Yeah.
you make sure it's not detonating, then yeah, you'll probably get a good amount of life out of it until,
Yeah.
you know, you actually find the fatigue point in something internal.
Yeah. But no, like when he said that, I'm just like, that's insanity, but also awesome.
I mean, you got to think, it's smart on his end because you got to think the average price for a Coyote out of like a 5.0 F-150
Yeah.
is like $1,800 on the pallet.
Yeah.
And that's an intake manifold and intake cams away from being the same Coyote that's in the Mustang.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, let's say $2,000, $2,500.
Yeah.
And you got the same motor,
Yeah.
essentially. So, yeah, I mean, that's smart.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a $30,000, $40,000 crate motor, you know, making
No.
a thou. I mean, yeah, you could boost a $200 junkyard motor and you could probably, if you're good, you can probably get a season out of it,
Yeah. But
you know. And it all comes down to drivability, predictability, and consistency.
yeah. But I mean, you know, if you have like Roush and, you know, Ford Performance helping you out, it's like, yeah, no, sure.
Well, yeah, it's
Please.
easy.
Oh,
At
when
that
you got
point.
big names like that, obviously
Yeah.
the amount of zeros on the check doesn't matter.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Because at that point it's comp to you.
Yeah. But I mean, I think
You'll drive what you're given, damn it.
exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it's also kind of cool. It's one of those things. It's just like, oh, like people keep wanting like more manufacturer like actual doing stuff instead of Toyota demanding that Osbo drive yet another weird fucking hatchback.
Right.
You know, it's just kind of cool where it's just like Ford Performance to be like, yeah, like we're kicking ass with just a crate motor that you yourself can go buy.
And
From
and
us.
it's surprising to me that with the amount of LS engines that are in Formula D, that GM performance is
Yeah.
not anywhere to be found on this.
No, like they're just staying so far away. And
I
it's
mean-
so weird.
An LSX 454 is $15,000 on the pallet.
Yeah.
You can buy a crate LS3 for, I think it was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's with everything to run it. You could
Yeah.
probably get just like the block and head long block combo for probably like 3 or 4.
yeah, so I
is
think
my
something
guess.
like that. Yeah, because
I-
like the whole like the LS3, like the E-Rod, like the everything you need to put it in whatever the hell it is you want, it's like $6,000.
Right, exactly. So you got to think. I mean, there are so many aftermarket options for the LS motor.
Yeah, but yeah,
But you would think that GM Performance or one of these other crate motors, you know, Dart, World, any of these guys that build these motors for, you know, the drag and road race crowd.
well, yeah, well, I know a lot of these dudes who are running LS, they're using like Mass Motorsport V8s. You
Right,
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Mast. Yeah, that's a
Mast
really
is-
good one.
Yeah, Mass is punching these things out for them and delivering them. But
Yeah, and they're obviously doing a lot of R&D on those as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's proven power, it's reliable power for a lot of these guys, and the cost isn't really all that high up there.
yeah,
You got to think any more with a modern V8, doesn't matter if it's Coyote, an LS, an LT, you know, or Hemi, what have you, they're all pretty much going to be about the same amount of money to
Yeah.
get them to do what they do.
yep.
So,
All right,
but,
yeah,
yeah.
So
Well, after all of our long-winded answers,
yes,
let's see
So-
what the people say.
yes. So starting with Ye Old Cam Facebook page, Doug Pinsent. So in my case, more boost. Why? Because how can you not like Witchcraft making your car go faster and funny whoosh noises? Bigger turbo on the Veloster. Shout out to you for rocking the Hyundai. And keep the show naturally aspirated because the Yamaha V6 is just too beautiful already.
Yeah, he
I'll give
has
you that.
he
Yeah.
has an old school
I'll give you
SHO.
that.
Yeah, that's
That's actually a properly pretty car.
yeah.
Why
Like,
is
like
he
how
not,
he has it.
Doug, why are you not part of the Taurus Challenge?
Who knows? Come on, Doug, get in there.
We would be graced
I mean,
to have the almighty Doge's presence in the Taurus Challenge.
Right. I mean, it's functionally defunct at this point. Let's be real. But
Taurus Challenge?
There are a bunch of people that still have a bunch of fandom about it.
Like
Yeah.
Dan Butler's in there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, there have been like 2 people that have bought Tauruses and Sables,
Yeah, you know.
and like that's really it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are fans about it.
Well, fine.
I might re-gear the Taurus Challenge to more of a fan thing, but
I mean,
we'll see in the future.
I mean, it's
No, no,
kind
we'll-
of become a meme.
Yeah,
it
at
really
this point.
has.
It really
It
has.
really has. Like, you see a Taurus, and you're like, oh my god, race car.
Right.
I mean, me personally, no.
Anything's a race car if you try hard enough.
That's true.
Boom, baby.
If your balls are big enough, you
Yep.
can make anything a race car.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Exactly.
well, speaking of big balls, Connor Rowe, I'd go with an engine swap. and
Connor
some-
Rowe does not have big balls. Fuck that guy.
I'd go with an engine swap, and I'm not saying he does, but this is a ballsy move. A boosted K and a Miata.
I'd take
would.
it.
Yeah,
I mean-
I would.
Just a K and an Elise makes it a completely different beast, you know? So put that awesome 4-cylinder and boost in an already proven chassis.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I mean, yes, it is already proven. It's proven for 130 horsepower. It's not proven for 300 horsepower.
That's true.
So y'all have fun with trying to reel that in.
He says, I want to work for my lap times and just be a little scared of the car.
You'll be very scared of that car with a boosted K.
Oh, yeah.
In
I
there.
mean, that would be
it'd be awesome.
a life-changing amount of scare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, Brandon Kuhn was a long-time adherent of natural aspiration. I still give a lot of respect to the folks who do it all motor, but forced induction is really the way and the light. I mean, it is a way and a light, not the way.
Neither one is the way.
There are ways. There are many ways to get to where you're going. Anyway,
It's all about how you do it,
Damn right.
how you execute what you want to do.
it's not the destination, it's the journey.
True.
Friend of the program, Alex Crane, naturally aspirated, at least for now. Not sure I'd be ready to mess with the setup I have right now because I'm having so much fun with it. Plus, I don't want to mess with the sounds it currently makes just yet. But when he does, he's either going to go twin turbo or a Pro Charger.
Imagine a Pro Charger on a Laguna Seca Mustang.
Dear God.
Alex, I know you're listening right now. 2.9 liter Whipple. Do it.
Ooh.
No balls.
Do it.
You won't.
I bet you won't.
Because then you keep all the amazing sounds your car currently makes, but it still does. Off into the distance.
Yep. Let's see. Trent Nathan Tanner. NA. Mo boost, mo problems. Nothing sounds as good as an engine with large bump sticks and long tube headers.
I mean, I agree, but have you ever heard large bump sticks and long tubes into a snail?
Did you just hear what Dave was doing?
There it is, folks. Kenny Bill Cobra doing 133 and a quarter.
There we go. Let's see. Dan Chilinski. I tend to like NA. The only boosted car is my STI that I've owned. It was also his shortest lived. I'm going to be building some boosted motors in the near future, so we'll see.
Are you saying that you're going to be boosting your Cosworth?
That's not actually what he's talking about.
No.
What's he talking
He's
about?
talking about the wagon. And
He wants to
he's
boost the wagon?
And he's talking about the Chevelle. But I'm
Damn
not
right.
gonna,
yeah.
I'm not going to give away the secrets
Damn right,
on
the
the wagon.
Chevelle.
I've heard him talk. Well,
I think he's
him
wanted
and
to
Lynn.
like pro charge the.
He's been wanting to pro charge the Chevelle since we featured it years ago.
I know he was big on the idea of putting some screws on the intake side back
Yeah.
when it was a big block.
Yeah.
So, but now it's an LS. It takes quite favorably to those centrifugal superchargers.
Yeah.
And that would be a car to do it in, honestly.
It would
But
be.
no, his wagon, his 300 wagon,
I wanna
is,
see that happen.
is slated to get twice the valves it currently has and a hairdryer of large size.
All right.
But anywho, I'm not going to give any more away.
No, you want to
That's for Dan.
ask Dan, convince him to come on and spill the beans.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We need to have that man on because it's been a minute, one.
Yes.
And two, he's just an awesome guy to chat
Yeah.
with.
He's fun.
He's an awesome friend of the program. Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan.
Hi, Dan.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you got some more over there.
Yeah, we got a couple more. So Basim Hajali, who I think he finally got into TT this past NASA weekend.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's gets tires from Federal. He usually does autocross in his 350Z, but yeah, I think he finally got passed off into TT for NASA. So
super cool.
Yeah, shout out to him for that.
Hey, right on, man.
Yeah.
Good on you for getting out of the sea of cones.
Exactly.
I know it's fun, but
yeah,
man, the real track's where it's at.
Yep. So let's see. I used to be the guy with a massive boost fetish, but wanting to do track stuff in my 300ZX twin turbo, I struggled.
I can imagine that you struggled for other reasons besides lag.
Yeah, there are many issues there, but boost means more heat and more problems. The car needed more maintenance, had more failure points, and the lack of a linear power band that I really desired. Now, my 350Z has less power, but I can drive it without having that notion in the back of my head, worrying if something is about to break. Also, I really appreciate the linear power band. I think, for me, it boils down to getting more seat time. Seat time over power.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. So, yeah. And Trenton Tanner agrees with him. Spoken like a true Z owner, no power, but a hell of a lot of fun.
That's fair.
Yeah. Listen, Spec Z sounds just like a herd of angry trumpets just running down the front straight. But it is arguably some of the best racing that we have out there. So, you know. And then Jonathan Herndon says all about controlled momentum. Not sure what the hell that's all about. But whatever.
I bet he's an NA guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so, Dave, what do you got pulled up?
I pulled up Drift Utah, and there were just a couple of answers and just a little bit of banter on the side.
Yeah, so we'll bounce from you and then into Gavin, who looked very excited and disappointed that I skipped right over him.
Aww.
It's okay.
It's okay. I just pretty much got two of them here.
Yeah.
Stucky, of course, he says ITBs sound wild, though. Obviously, he's an NA guy.
Yeah, but they don't help. Being NA doesn't help when your car starts on fire.
Oh. Hey, at least he doesn't have 300-degree coolant temps.
That's true. That's true.
Dallin Felton, another one of our friends of the program.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Dallin.
Yeah, both have their places, and I think it depends on the use of the application. Racing, daily, work needs. I'm a fan of both. I want a crazy NA with ITBs, like Stucky said, but I also love boost. I love my truck is boosted. For, side info, he drives an EcoBoost F-150. For what I use it for, and it works. For my M3, I thought about boosted, but Stucky again has me on the reliability of i6 motors and NA for drifting. So I think I'm going to have to stick with that. If I was going for a time attack car, wanting power and speed, then I'd go boost. But if my needs can be met with NA, then that's where it is.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And that's really about it. There were just a couple of tangents about, a lot of guys at the Super D event.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of dudes rocking.
They were just basic NA BMWs.
Yeah.
All they were doing is putting tires on them, getting it done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The E36 and E46, they're the next S chassis. Let's be real.
Yeah, man. Oh, and shout out to the dude at Super D who drove through the fucking concrete wall.
I mean, people do it every time.
Yeah, but this was just glorious.
I've heard good things.
I've seen Formula Dirt posted a video of it, and it was just hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure anything Dirt posts is good.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Alrighty, Gavin.
I just got one thing. I posted on Motoring United, and Reese Harder, shout out to Reese.
But could he Reese harder?
These are the questions.
So.
I thought it was a good joke. I'll shut up now.
Reese said old school NA, and I'm like, why though? Because he didn't really say why.
Yeah.
And then he just said the sound purely, the sound purely the awesome sound of the motors, just pure sex.
Okay. Clunky, but I see where you were going with it.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he just said the S20 from the GTR is pure awesomeness.
Yeah.
So.
All right. And then let's see, threw this up on the old Instagrams. Joey, a.k.a. at the real G-Type. Depends on the context and the application, but if you mean my current car, his Volvo, obviously boosted. Having driven a non-turbo Volvo of a similar vintage, I fear the onset of depression would be nigh were my car to suddenly lose forced induction. And
I'll go with that.
Well, my response was, your car sans boost is the poster child for depression. Depression had a poster of your car on its wall without boost, and it was hoping to get there one day.
Damn.
Yep. So, this is what we do.
Savage.
And then Chad Alders, Double A's in the name, but not Double A talent. Major League.
Ooh.
Yeah, he cleaned up this weekend at Spec Z. He's been doing pretty damn good. So, let's see. NA, love the response and feel. I'm not all about horsepower. And, yeah.
Throttle response is also something that really is lost with turbo motors.
It really is.
I mean, like, the modern crop of German V8s that are, like, turbocharged, like, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't driven any
But
turbo 911s lately, like the non-turbo turbo 911s. But
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I feel like most of these vehicles that are being compared on that level are so heavily computer laden that they're making decisions based on what your right foot's doing, and they're not actually acting on your right foot. So you're not going to get that throttle response. You're not going to get that turbo response because it's not directly related to what input you're feeding it. I feel like that's a major.
I mean,
play.
I thought the RS7 that I drove was like fairly responsive for a twin turbo V8.
Well, I mean, they're doing a lot of really crazy stuff. Specifically, Germany are doing a lot of really crazy stuff with absolutely minuscule turbos.
yeah. Like, they're...
I mean, that 40T is literally 2 GTI motors at the crank.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And you got to think they're probably just KO4s.
They probably are KO4s or KO3s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you got to think. Like,
They're
even
tiny turbos.
back in the day, you know, like, I'm getting 18 pounds of pressure on my 1.8T in my Golf out of a KO3. And that was from 1999.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that I can almost fit a quarter in the inlet of my KO3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can almost lose change in my KO3.
Uh-huh.
And it's doing what it's doing. Like, and that
It's
was
impressive. It's very
Yeah.
impressive.
that was 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the turbocharger technology is amazing.
Yeah.
Lag is not what it was 10 or 15 years ago.
I mean, look at even Korea now with their Stinger GT. The
Absolutely.
boost max torque is at 1300
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
from a Kia.
right. And that's with the twin turbo V6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
3.3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, you've got displacement working for you there, but you've got to think how crazy quick are those spooling
Oh,
to
yeah.
get max torque at 1300.
Very fast.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very,
that's
very
ridiculous.
fast.
I mean, I can make boosted idle in my Golf,
Uh-huh.
but in something like that, something so new and modern like a Stinger
Uh-huh.
with
and also
two
just
turbos,
out of the box too, not modified, not unmolested.
exactly.
The car
I
just
mean,
got its first oil change.
yeah, the stuff that automakers are doing right now
Yeah.
is amazing. So we got to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I like, again, it's qualifiers. It's what do you want to do with it? I started by liking NA motors, and I still do like some NA motors.
Yeah.
To me, there is some challenge involved in building and driving a high-strung, naturally aspirated vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing like it.
It's a very unique situation. It's a very unique experience. It's raw. It's visceral. It's something that you can relate to because that engine is breathing the same air that you are. Like
It is.
that atmosphere is shared between the two of you.
Well, and you can also kind of, I don't know if it is because it feels more, not archaic, but it definitely has more of that.
It's simple.
I'm trying to, I guess I was thinking of Cro-Mag, when like that sort of caveman,
Right.
you know, evolutionary, animal
Like you
feel.
you figured out tools and fire, but society is still not
But
quite there.
there's almost an animal feel though of when you're really up high, nearing redline, you can almost feel it straining.
Yeah.
Well,
Or it's
yeah,
a good
that's
kind of strain. It's weird, and I don't know if it's just a weird part of me that feels that way.
well.
But
No, what I see what you're saying, and I think what it is, it's you're nearing the maximum point of its efficiency. I mean, naturally aspirated, we probably hit the wall a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's to the point now where, in order to get the power of modern motors out of something naturally aspirated, it either has to be huge or high strung.
Yeah.
You're going to get something that's moody. Like a small displacement motor that makes 400 horsepower NA, it's going to be peaky, it's going to be moody, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, if it
is
doesn't
going to have its issues because we have seen the limit of internal combustion at atmospheric pressures.
Well, and it's also as far as the Kino efficiency, we have hit that peak a long time ago.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Like,
I mean,
like the
it's,
efficiency at which that fuel burns is,
right, exactly. Pump gas
we're there.
or whatever you're fueling at, that there have not been any major advances in that in a long time.
Yeah.
So for the most part, unless you're spending ridiculous amounts of money on research and development or custom fuels or custom this and custom that, you're right there. And so it's relatable in the fact that, I think, it's like the human body. The human body would perform a lot better if you fed it a bunch of crazy oxygen, know. And you can see that in medical tests. It's the same deal with an engine, an internal combustion engine that's just an air pump.
Yeah.
It's when you push more in, it pushes more out. You push more in, you get a bigger bang, more comes out. It's simple logic. And so being able to make something at an atmospheric level do things that you would otherwise ask of a decently worked forced induction engine, that takes a lot. And so it's going to be raw, it's going to be temperamental, it's going to be peaky, it's going to have character.
Yeah.
I personally love turbo engines. We're 5,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, yeah.
Building
we need
something
that.
NA is, if you are looking for anything with power, you have already lost.
Yeah.
Turbocharging and small displacement is the way of the future as far as efficiency goes, but as far as character goes, give me an NA car that revs to $9,000.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I will.
There are reasons why
I do own both, but yeah.
There are reasons why I still think about S2000s and GT350s and GT3s and, all those. Hell, even Scotty's Honda Beat that revs to 8,500 RPM. That's a non VTEC.
Yeah,
It's
that
delightful.
little squirt motor.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
There's
You should
something
drive
about
sometime,
it.
Dave.
Oh, I would love to.
It's fun.
I would love to.
And I mean, you too, Mike.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't, did you?
I did not know.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's something, NA motors work hard to produce something. And I think, humans can relate to that on some level.
For sure.
It's
You
working
feel the
hard
strain
for that
and the
accomplishment.
work and the
strain.
Yeah.
You can understand how it's working and how it can be fatigued.
Mm-hmm. It's relatable.
It really
for sure.
is. So I think that's what it all boils down to, is it's the character. If you're wanting to make power, if you're wanting to make a power band of a specific shape, boost is in your future. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
If you want to make more than a certain amount of power per liter or for your displacement.
And if you do want to kind of have a compromise between, sustaining more power but still having a linear line, a linear power band, superchargers are a good option. Especially,
They're still there.
Yeah.
They're still there. And, I still think about sometimes, what if I got an NA Miata and then threw a 3-liter V6 from a Jag
Yeah.
with a supercharger on that?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be...
That's the thing. A supercharger, because it's driven based off crankshaft RPM, it acts as a larger motor.
Yeah.
It's an air pump that pushes more air into another air pump.
Right.
Yeah. Like that's, yeah.
It acts as a larger motor, and then under light throttle conditions, it acts as the smaller displacement that it actually is.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. You've got your variable, atmospheric pressure ratio of turbochargers, which, makes you massive power on boost.
Yeah.
And, you can still have this little fuel sipping motor when it's in vacuum. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of them,
Yeah.
And then, there's the offshoot chemical induction, which is, chemical forced induction, which is, like nitrous.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing too. Obviously that's another consumable. And as a result, it's not really, looked upon as a viable option for most people unless it's, drag racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in some instances, drifting.
Mm-hmm.
it's a very on-off thing. It's not something you can really progressively inject, at least that I'm aware of.
No, it's one of those, we're getting to the point where, you can reliably, and predictably, get it going, throughout the power band. It's I want it to do this at here. We have that figured out. But at the same time, you are limited by how much bottle you have, and, you get to the point where it's I have, I could run a 20-minute track session, with the bottle.
Right.
With all the stuff that I have in here, but I have this weird amount of ballast, and it's poorly placed because, I had to find room for all this shit.
Right.
It quickly gets into, a weird trade-off. And, earlier I mentioned the Feels S2000. That had just one bottle. It was punched out to 2.3 liters, individual throttles, each getting sprayed.
Right.
That thing was, it ran a track, it ran a track attack with some other S2000s, but it ran out of spray halfway through.
Right.
So.
Right, that's a very real thing, is when you start huffing the gas, you gotta find a place to put it to start, and you've gotta keep in mind the duration of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then consider the weight penalty.
Yeah. And then also it's if you're going to be taking that stuff on a road course or something, you're really shooting for one perfect lap. Because to accommodate for the weight and everything, it's not, you can get your out lap, you can get a couple hot laps in, but then you really got to start thinking about bringing it in. It was I remember years ago looking in D-Sport and they had their little product thing.
Right.
They were half-size radiators for Evo 8s and 9s.
Mm-hmm.
But, they were it was what we would think of would be a good-sized radiator for, a Civic or something.
Right.
But for an Evo, it's no, and very clearly it said it's just this is really more for drag racing or maybe time attack on a short course.
Right, because at that point, then you start heat soaking. You start using the maximum of those cooling systems.
Yeah, you start heat soaking something the size of a pizza box. And,
right. It just comes down to capacity.
Yeah.
And that's something people have to consider when they're building vehicles.
Yeah.
So people, for some reason, don't consider that.
No. It's just one of those things. But, oh well. So, yeah, there we are. You've heard our answers. We've heard your answers.
Yep.
Yeah. Did we miss anything?
No. I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you feel like we've missed something, send us a message. Cam Automag on all social media. We got mailbag at camautomag.com.
Call us out.
Yeah.
At me.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Let us know where we screwed up. Mm-hmm. We're willing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah. Try to pick
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, or pick a fight with us, either or, whatever.
I'll fight you on the internet, not in person though.
Yeah, like we said, Cam Auto, camautomag.myshopify.com for all your Cam Auto swag, steadybroke.com for all the sponsored goodness.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Get a T-shirt with our faces on it.
Yeah, there we go. Get a T-shirt that says Depresso on it.
I want that shirt.
I kind of want it
so
too.
do too.
Okay, well, that's it. Payday.
Tommy, if you're listening,
coming after you.
Hook a brother up.
Yeah, buddy.
Then I'm going to go over to Cam Automag store and I'm going to get a Cam phone cover for my iPhone X.
I'm probably going to get some more Cam hats just because,
Part of me just wants to get an iPhone just so I can get that case.
Right? Yeah.
In the meantime, you can support by buying a sticker from Mike and placing it on whatever.
Or Gavin. Gavin's got some.
Yeah, it's.
I guess you've got your own.
1 for 3 and 2 for 5.
There you go.
I got something right once.
Boy,
you have a better average now than Pizza Dad.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Savage.
Yeah. Yeah, stickers 1 for 3, 2 for 5, cash, PayPal, Venmo. Just make sure the bag's right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this weekend, we got nothing coming up.
I have things personally.
Well, yeah, personally, but we're not going to be out and about doing anything. So,
No.
there's no events, no nothing, whatever. There's probably going to be something announced on Facebook after I've already made plans with my girlfriend.
I'm sure.
Sure. As is the case. People figure it out. Let me know early. But whatever.
It's all good.
Yup. So, next month we got drifting, Garage Kyushu Matsuri. We got more NASA.
That's right.
We got all sorts of fun stuff happening in the month of May.
Gonna be good.
And,
Canyon roads start opening up.
Yeah.
The good roads. That's got another 2 weeks probably.
Something like that. And it's also, the month of May, so we've got the Indianapolis 500, greatest spectacle in all of motorsports happening.
That's right.
So, yeah, I figure we should try to probably get together and watch that.
And then early June is going to be the Rally Sport Direct Meet.
And also...
The big one. And that's at UMC. I
believe,
right?
ISS is going to be out at UMC.
Oh, just
June
kidding.
2nd.
ISS is going to be there.
Yeah. So.
Not Rally Sport Direct.
Yep.
My bad. Sorry, Pumpkin.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
It's all the same.
Exactly. No, ISS, June 2nd out at UMC.
Yeah.
They've been releasing tickets slowly, been selling out every time they put up a new batch. So.
Like they usually do.
Yeah. So, it's also an open track day, and I've heard rumors of them trying to get some Salt City Drift going on out there.
And the carts are opening soon?
Carts are going to be open.
Good.
Cool.
I hope so.
Relatively soon.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So, just get out there. A lot of you people talk about how you want to get out to the track. Well, here you go. Car show, drifting.
Don't just
track
talk
day.
about getting out to the track and wanting to get out there. Just go for it. It's 40 minutes. It's not that far.
It's so not that far.
There's this just wall of going around the other side of the Oakers. And that's what gets people.
Stop being sheltered sheep, people.
Just get out there.
Drive.
People drive from Provo to Park City or whatever, and that's 40 minutes, and that's even more expensive in gas because it's going up hills and shit.
Exactly. You have one of the greatest motorsports arenas in the country.
It's a world-class facility.
In your backyard. Use it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's 20 minutes from RMR.
Yeah. You go to RMR, what's another 20 minutes?
Exactly. Just keep booking up 201. Or screw it, don't even take 201. Take 80. Takes
80.
you 5 minutes less.
Yeah.
But, and if you want to come out and watch a NASA thing, you're just like, oh, well, I want to come out, but I don't know. They're not charging a gate fee.
No, they're not.
You just go up to the gate, nice lady comes out with a clipboard, says how you do it. You
Sign
have a
your name.
Yeah, you have a nice little chat. All the security people are very nice, friendly, and personable.
Everybody over there is super cool.
Yeah. And then you just drive in, you find a parking spot, and you wander around slack-jawed because you had no idea all this cool stuff was there, except, if you actually looked at some of the stuff that me and Gavin have done out there, you would know that this stuff is out there, but,
Yeah, and I've taken, my girlfriend and a very good friend of ours out there had never been to the track before, and, their jaws were on the floor the entire time.
I'm kind of shocked that your girlfriend had never been out there before.
Actual race cars haven't necessarily been her scene.
Yeah.
But like many people, it's the accessibility to those race cars is a lot harder.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to go to the Sears on State and go meet and hang out with your friends.
Yeah. Also, taco carts there.
Well,
also,
taco.
That's
that
what
taco
they need.
cart is bomb.
Well,
they need a taco cart.
They've had the Taco Man out there. He's like some dude he's like a taco truck in, Tooele Grantsville. He was there this past weekend.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was out, just posted out in front of the what was the Ace Cafe, whatever it is now. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Only problem is he's cash only.
That could be a problem.
It is kind of a problem.
Yeah.
But then his stuff's kind of small. But it's tasty stuff, but
Bruh, just get a square. They're free. They're literally free.
Yeah, they just,
Whatever.
no, it's free to get one. They just charge you 2%, when they're doing the processing stuff. Yeah, 2 or 3%. It's not that bad, dude. You would clean up. People, I see people leaving when it's lunchtime en masse because they,
Yeah, the people drive to Tooele.
Yeah.
From the track.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep. Anyway, well, there we go.
Rants on rants on rants.
Whatever.
There it is.
There we have
Very
it, folks.
passionate.
We're good at it.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're going to have a guest next week, Greg Troster.
Yeah,
Hey.
except for that.
Yeah, Porsche guy, trackside innovation. He's going to talk about that. All around good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then next month we're going to have some more guests, and we'll be out at more stuff, and yeah.
Woot.
But until next week, I have been Mike.
I've been Gavin.
I've been the professor.
All right, guys, and now we're going to do that fade-out thing where we say stuff in the background.
That's right.
It's so weird seeing things that I've seen, day in and day out, on television. It's so weird.
Yep. Yeah, things.
What can you do?
I don't know.
How it is.
Laugh about it?
Cry about it?
Wow.
this weekend.
You're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars.
Bad deal.
Cars that break down.
Thieves.
If you think you're going to find a bargain at Big Bill,
You can kiss my ass.
it's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker.
You'll fall for this bullshit.
Guaranteed.
If you find a better deal,
Shove it up your ugly ass.
you heard us right.
Shove it up your ugly ass.
Bring your tray.
Bring your title.
Bring your wife.
We'll fuck her.
That's right, we'll fuck your wife.
Because at Big Bill Hell,
You're fucked 6 ways from Sunday.
take a hike
to Big Bill Hell.
home of challenge pissing.
That's right.
Challenge pissing.
How does it work?
If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet,
You get no down payment.
don't wait.
Don't delay.
Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off.
Only at Big Bill Hell.
The only dealer that tells you to fuck off.
Hurry up, asshole.
This event ends the minute after you write us a check.
And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker.
Go to hell.
Big Bill Hell's Cars.
Baltimore's filthiest
And exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland.
guaranteed.